All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HYLN, Hyliion Holdings Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Hyliion has actually been in a very bearish run, and every time I look at the run up, we see these support levels that are important being broken through: the $28 mark, the $33 mark, and recently the $25 mark, and now we're almost on our way down to the 22, and after that you're literally going on to the point where it almost hit its lows after that run of starting right where it started, which was close to $17, and having that run and hitting like 34 and started a bearish run. So I think $17 is actually going to create some type of support if it runs down that low, or even before that up at the $20 mark. So those are some numbers to keep in mind. We haven't seen it go there yet, and that's kind of too much of a, prediction. And like I always say, I don't like to predict. I like to actually go based off of what the charts are showing. But I also want to share that with other investors that I'm noticing that in the chart, and there should be some type of support formed in between $17 and $20. I mean, if it breaks through that, then I honestly don't know where is the trajectory of this company going to go. Like, is it going to go into an area where it's going to be below its lowest point of $12, and then actually someone or a large investor will actually say, okay, well, this is a steal, and start to bring this one back up? I mean, that's the only thing I can imagine in the long term, weeks from now or months from now, or even in the same month. I mean, this has been falling pretty quickly, and the month isn't even over, and it has room to continue to hit these lows. If this hits these lows within this month, I mean, it could be well on its way to newer lows. But I have a feeling that based off of what the charts are showing, and $17 should be a point of support. I mean, that was the lowest point in this bearish run after that run, and I don't think that this stock will end up back in this area. If it ends up back in this area, then this company was just all speculation and hype, and has nothing to actually attract investors, because they haven't really shown us profits. They haven't shown us any type of earnings, right? You just see that their net income is in the 2 millions. And when you're talking about a company that's going to do something innovative and big, that's going to change the way we do things when it comes to driving these large trucks across the nation and so forth, or changing the way they do things, right? The way the system is and so forth. I mean, you would think that this is going to be valued at way more than what this annual amount was. And quarterly, right now in Q1, they had some type of profits. In Q2, they're just the opposite of last year's total net income. And now you're just seeing net income. There's no real revenue. There's no profit margin. I mean, it's not giving enough information for us investors to go ahead and say, okay, well, I could see potential here. This was just all speculation and hype. And the question is, how much lower could this go? Or will it create a support at any of these points that I've stated? And the lowest point that this could reach, and if it breaks through that, this will hit newer lows, is close to $13, $12.89 to $13, based off of what it shows here in the chart. I don't want to zoom all the way in to get right to it, because I don't think that this stock will go that low. I mean, I would be surprised. But that $20 mark and the $17 mark is something to keep in mind and pay very close attention to as we're getting closer to those numbers. Now, the next one zoomed in, which I actually want to get to the T, which right now it's at 23.15. The next support level was actually a little bit below that, and it would be obviously down here at about 22.43. I'd write that down to keep that number in mind for the next coming days or weeks, because there could be a turnaround. The bulls could decide to reappear and say, whoa, this is a steal, this is at a discount. But it really needs to attract investors. Right now, I'm noticing that Hyliion is not attracting anyone in the sense of where it's going, and also how high it reached these highs. And even before the merger, there was some uncertainty. You can just quickly see that drop, and then it actually started to rise. once it was confirmed and there was less, uncertainty with it. And then right after it, we're just seeing this go in the other direction, which is very, very interesting. And honestly, I believe there's an opportunity here if this actually provides the services and product and innovation that they plan on doing. But as of right now, there's nothing showing us any revenue or net income other than what's been going on with the stock rising and going down. So let's go ahead and see the highest point before this started to fall any lower, and then also look at our new support and how important this support level is, because it's pretty close in that 22 range. I mean, it literally is $23 and some change, and then right below it, it's actually $23 on the dot, and right below it is already the $22 range, and then not that far from 22.43, 49, just to round it up, 22.50, which could be the next support to hit newer lows. So right now, the 50-day moving average is 25.72. I'd keep that number in mind. As long as we're below it, the bears are in control. The moment we're above it, the bulls are in control. For the bulls to actually get up towards the 50-day moving average and get back into bullish territory, they need to break through this resistance level, and that's 24.35. By turning 24.35 into a support, they can start to break away and start to reach newer highs. Now, keep in mind, 24.35 does not signify that the bulls have gained control. It just gives us as investors a sense of direction of where this is going, and if it's starting to create momentum to hit newer highs and get closer to their goal, which is breaking through the 50-day moving average of 25.72. And by breaking through 25.72, they get back into bullish territory. As of right now, we're in bearish territory, and we've been in it since October 16th, and that was earlier last week. Now, right now, the price is currently at $23.15, and our support is 15 cents away from that. That's $23 to the T, and if that gets broken through, obviously this could be on its way to newer lows, and I want to make a really big emphasis. I've been emphasizing this through every single support level of this stock, but I really want to emphasize this today and for all the coming days. If it continues to break through support, that signifies that we're moving further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. I mean, the bears have been dominating this, and by breaking through that support and already being in bearish territory, that just signifies and confirms that the bulls are losing control and the bears are actually tearing this one down to hit newer lows and newer support levels. Again, all the way down around 22.50, just to round it up, is the next support level after that $23 mark. And if that gets broken through, this could start to test newer lows and newer support levels. And then the next one would be close to that $20 range that I had talked about earlier based off the chart. Now, there could be a support formed at $20 or $17, like I stated. If it breaks through one of those or both of them, this could be well on its way to hitting newer lows, newer support levels, and getting a lot further from the 50-day moving average than it already is. But before getting to any of those numbers and worrying about that in the next coming days and weeks, depending on the trajectory that this decides to take or investors actually make it take, because everything that's going on in the charts is based off of investors' decisions, based off of what they see and also how they feel, whether it's speculation and hype, which gives hope, or it's fear, uncertainty, which makes you sell off and actually have some profit taking or cutting losses. That's what this is. This is profit taking and cutting losses, and it continues to drive the stock down. So with these cues, I hope that you guys are well equipped for tomorrow's trading day. So keep in mind the resistance level, 24.35, and I emphasize to everyone, if it breaks through $23, pay very close attention to the behavior of this stock and how quickly is it hitting newer lows. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all the notifications to not miss a single video that I post. Also, don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. On those scheduled dates, the Federal Reserve is pumping the market, and by doing so, they're actually making the S&P 500 rise up with it. So the S&P 500 is rising up. What does that mean for us as investors? Well, there's individual ticker symbols rising up with the S&P 500, giving an opportunity for us investors to make a profit. And the profits are anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share, and maybe even more. There's a lot of different ticker symbols out there to choose from, 500 different ones. And they're usually in that range, 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but like I always say, profits are profits. And it's a strategy that I show the charts speak for themselves and the dates, but you have to do your due diligence and research. It's not something that's going to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything. I'm just there to enlighten every viewer and investor on the great opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. Check out the video. It's very informative and helpful. It should be popping up soon if it hasn't already. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.